All right, what's going on, everyone? Brad here with Top Tier Physical Therapy. You find yourself scrolling through social media or YouTube and you come across all these ads talking about this is the better sleeping posture to be in, or buy this pillow or this mattress to fix your back or neck pain. It's all BS. And if you hang out for a few minutes, I'll tell you why that is so. Reason number one why your sleeping posture is highly overrated is because quality matters far more than your sleeping posture. So, the quality of our sleep is really what we want to focus on when we think of sleep. There's a fantastic book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. He is a quote unquote sleep expert. It's about 300, 400 pages of all the benefits we get from sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night and all the bad things that happen to us if we don't sleep 7 to 9 hours a night. Certainly not going to go through all of those touch points in this video, but is a great read. And I promise if you read that, you will start to prioritize your sleep and making sure that you get 7 to 9 hours every night. But in that book, there is a litany of evidence of why the quality of our sleep matters so much in not only our physical, but also our mental health. So when I have patients that are having some kind of, let's say, back pain, and they're waking up with back pain and they're like, maybe I'm just sleeping in the wrong posture. No such thing. So the correct posture is going to be the one that's most comfortable for you. We know this is true when people are awake and they're going through their daily lives. Whatever posture that you're comfortable in is going to be the one that is quote unquote perfect. So for some of you that may be sitting for 10 or 15 minutes, and then when that gets uncomfortable, we need to stand. When we're standing in a certain position for a few minutes, that gets uncomfortable. So now we need to shift and we're changing our standing posture. The same thing applies when we sleep. The perfect posture for you is going to be the one that is comfortable. When we're comfortable, it's easier to fall asleep and it's easier to stay asleep. So I would rather somebody find this wacky posture to sleep in that helps them fall asleep and they get at least 7 hours a night of sleep than have them toss and turn for an hour every night trying to get that perfect posture, stressing over, is this going to be a position that causes me pain when I wake up in the morning? Which brings me to my second point. You're going to go through different phases of sleep, one of them being deep sleep. While we're in these early phases of sleep, we're tossing and turning without knowing it. So I'm sure we've all experienced that phenomena where we fall asleep in one position and we wake up in a completely different position, but we don't remember rolling over or something like that. We're changing our sleep posture without us ourselves knowing it when we're in these lighter phases of sleep. So no matter what position you're falling asleep in, there's a good chance that you're not going to end up in that position for the entire night. So you may stress for an hour about, I need to be on my side with a pillow between my knees and something under my neck. And then within 20 minutes of falling asleep, you roll over and that all goes to waste. So no sense in stressing over posture for that reason either. Reason number three is talking about that deep sleep where we're completely paralyzed. So the reason for this is our deep sleep is where we dream. And when we dream, our body or our brain doesn't want our body to act out that dream for fear of harming ourselves. So we go into almost complete paralysis. That being said, if we're starting to fall asleep in this perfect posture, we roll over into this not perfect posture, and that's where we hit our deep sleep phase. Well, now we're in this position for almost an hour. So you spend all that time worrying about getting in a good position just for it to go out the window, and now you're in a bad position for over an hour. What happens here is now we're not moving for 4 or 5 sleep cycles, 4 or 5 hours a night, and we're going to wake up stiff. That's totally fine. That's totally normal. Think about if you were to sit for a 4 hour movie, but you stayed in the same position for that whole 4 hours. You're going to feel pretty sore when you first stand and get moving, but eventually that's going to go away. The same thing happens time and time again with my patients who are having, let's say, something like back pain, where they wake up and they're like, man, my back is so stiff for the first like 5 minutes of the morning. But then as I get going, things loosen up. Yes, that's because movement is medicine for us. If you are pretty stiff when you woke up, it may be a good sign that you just slept pretty well. So getting that deep sleep, you're going to have these times where you're completely paralyzed and not moving. That's going to result in you feeling stiff. But as long as that stiffness goes away in those first few minutes of you being up and starting your day, really not something to stress about. So those are 3 reasons why your sleep posture is very overrated and why you should be more worried about sleep quality and getting 7 to 9 hours of that quality sleep That is going to be far more beneficial for you, for your physical health, for your mental health, and for pain and rehab recovery.